Leading off our discussion tonight is Democratic Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island. He's a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee and the Senate Finance Committee. Senator, thank you very much for joining us tonight, and thank you for being so much more understanding of people's feelings in these situations than I am in my rush to get into the reality of how these decisions are made. But let me begin with the subject that so many people are wondering about, including one of our viewers last night, and that is, what about Sheldon Whitehouse as majority leader or minority leader of the United States Senate?
Well, first of all, I don't think there's any need for a leadership change at this point. I think it would be enormously disruptive while we're in the middle of this fight. I think people should also understand that the Senate, as you know so well, Lawrence, is a completely different body than the House. In the House, if a group of Democrats defected and went over and voted with the Republicans, that would be really notable, particularly under the often ferocious leadership of the greatest legislator of all time, Nancy Pelosi. It's a different thing. It's team first in the House. The Senate has never been that way, and that's why gangs of 12 and gangs of 8 and it always comes up. Senators have much more individual agency in the Senate than House members do in the House. So that's just a fact. You can't measure Chuck Schumer against Nancy Pelosi because he's in a different job. He also had a bigger number of senators to deal with than 8. He had the 3 you mentioned who had never voted to stop the continuing resolution. He had the 5 who voted and changed the day. But Tim Kaine has said publicly that there were another 5 or 6 that were waiting in the wings and that were encouraging them. And if one of them had not voted, you know, somebody else might have stepped in to make that 8th vote. So our caucus had a bigger problem than just 8. And I think the point that you led with is the key one here. You know, if you listen to sports radio, there are all sorts of people who say the manager should be fired, you should switch the first and third baseman, those were terrible draft picks. You know, everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a guess about what the best way to run the team is. But if you're on the team, and particularly when the game is on, you've got to get back out on the field right away and start winning. And the thing that we have to win right now is that Affordable Care Credit vote that we will have in December. And so it's really vital that whatever people's feelings are, we focus hard on how we put Republicans in the worst possible position for that Affordable Care Credit vote in December. That is only weeks away. They hate this issue. They're in deep trouble on this issue. We've been very successful in the Senate at elevating this issue to front and center in the last 40 days. They are still in that box. And if we can keep driving it home, there is still a real chance for an Affordable Care Credit win. And that has to be our goal. Win that, not fight with each other.
Senator, I have to squeeze in a commercial break here. I want to get to more subjects with you, I hope, after this break. We'll be right back with Senator Sheldon Whitehouse.